Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Anything that I use today you can purchase from Stampin' Up! Through me at the address above, and it's also linked below. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm sorry I was gone again. I don't think I can say the name or else my video will get all these restrictions on it, but I got the bug. My son got it from work, and then my husband got it, and then I got it. So it's a good week, and I'm still not feeling well. It takes your energy big time. But I'm thankful that I didn't need too much extra medicines or any intervention or anything like that. So I'm very thankful. And thank you for coming back to my channel, even though I've been missing. Alrighty. So my project today is this cute little gift that is 3 inches by 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Alrighty, and it has the pretty label on the front right here like that, and inside there's a Twix, a Hershey Heart, a ring pop, and a holiday pack of Tic Tacs, which are Big Berry Adventure this year. So it fits a bunch in here. You use almost an entire sheet of cardstock for this. You could also put a little gift or little candies in there too. I used Driving By, which is a Saleabration set. All right, you can get this free with any purchase of $50 during the Saleabration. It's very adorable. There doesn't have dies, but this really was not difficult to fussy cut at all. I also used Sweet Conversations for the Happy Valentine's Day. I used the seasonal label dies for the front of it. And I used the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper. We need a sheet of real red cardstock that is 10 3/4 by 8 1/2. So you only have to cut 1/4 off of the length. We need some basic white cardstock for stamping. We need 3 pieces of the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper that are 2 3/4 by 2, and 2 pieces that are 2 by 2. Alrighty. Alright, let's get started here with our 10 3/4 by 8 1/2 piece of cardstock. Okay, and we're going to start on the 10 3/4 side of our cardstock, and we're going to score at 2 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 3/4, and 9. And we're going to turn it a 1/4 turn to our 8 1/2 inch side. And we're going to score at 1/2, 2 3/4, and 5 3/4. Nope, 5 3/4 and 8. And I'll have all these measurements on my blog, which is linked below. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish. Okay, so we're going to put this down so that the skinniest rectangles are on the bottom and the top. And then there is let's just measure it, a 1 3/4 strip on the left and a 2 1/4 on the right. So the smaller, all these match. The one that's different is on the left. Alrighty. Well, this is what we want to do. Alright, so we're going to take quite a bit away from it. If you want to take a screenshot of that, that's the easiest way to do it. Or you can get it off of my blog. Alright, so we're going to start on the bottom left here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to count over 1, 2 score lines, and we're going to cut up 2 score lines. And then we're going to get rid of all 4 of these rectangles. Okay, and that's what we did. Alrighty. Now we're going to go to the other side of this square and this rectangle here. I guess that's a rectangle too. And just cut up to the second score line. We're going to get rid of this lower rectangle here. Try to cut the score lines off if you can. So I might have to take another little trim off here to get the rest of that score line off. Okay, and then we're going to wedge. I didn't have to do that because we're going to wedge. This is the only one we're wedging on this side. Okay. Alrighty. Then we're going to skip this piece, these two pieces entirely. So we're going to go over to the next score lines, and we're going to cut straight up to the second score line. All right, and then this next piece, this is the one we want to make sure that we just trim that score line off, or else it will cause us a little problem. There we go. Okay, and just take off the top, that little rectangle there. Okay, so that's one side. All right, we're going to turn it 180. So now what's left of the skinny rectangles at the top and the bottom this way, the cut ones away from us. All right, and these four are the same. This one's different. All right, we're going to start over on the left again. This one, so go over to the first score line, cut up 2 score lines, and then take off this bottom piece. Okay, this one we're going to leave alone. So what I want you to do is just take that little bit of score line off. Okay, so this is our flap. We want our flap to be nice and smooth. All right, go to the other side of this, cut up to the second score line, and now we're done with this for now. Okay, this is the piece we're going, just like the one across from it, this is the one we're going to wedge. So go over 1 score line, cut up to the second score line, take off this extra piece here, and then wedge a little bit off of each side. Okay. All right, and now we have to get rid of these 4 like we did over here. So go up to the second score line on the side, and then cut over 2 score lines, and that will get rid of that for you. All right, so that's what you should have so far. Now, first I'm going to take my detail trio punch, and I'm going to round the corners on both sides here of the little bit that we left of the skinny rectangles, okay? And this is the piece those skinny rectangles hang over so that this doesn't submarine in, okay? Alrighty, flip it and do the other sides. So now that's after cutting, scoring, cutting, and rounding the corners. Now we have to take care of the flap with the seasonal label die. You could just cut this a little bit shorter and put some DSP and leave it at that. You don't have to have the scallop edge if you don't want to. All right, so what I'm going to do, we're only going to run this a little bit into our machine. All right, we don't want to cut the whole thing. Alrighty, so we're going to, I want you to just make it even, come down just a hair off the top, and try to even out the die from side to side. Trying to make it nice and even, and then I'm just going to put a little piece of low-tack tape on here, and I'm going to run it through my machine only up to the edge here. Alright, so just 1 inch. And I'll be right back. Okay, and this is what we land up with here. I'm just going to gently peel the tape off. There we go. And then we have a nice scallop top for our front flap. Okay. Now I want you to put it like that, and the first thing we're going to attach are the pieces that we wedged. Okay, so we're going to take our tear and tape and put one at the base by the score line and one at the edge on both sides. Okay, I'm going to get my take your pick tool. I'm going to take off the backing. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going away from the flap. We're going to take this line here at the top of this wedged piece and make it straight with the side of the piece that has this little flappy on it. Okay. Alrighty, so that's because this is going to fold in, and then this is our top of the box, and this is the front here. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we're going to make sure that, let me just get my scissors here so I can get this little bit. Okay, this score line of this wedged piece is going to go straight with the side of the one that has the extra flap on it. Just make sure that it goes nice and straight. Okay. All right, so now what we have is this, and I'm going to straighten this up and take off the score line I left. A little bit on this side too. Okay. All right, so now instead of tear and tape, because we want the whole thing to attach, we're going to use some liquid glue. And I'm going to put it all around. Just make it thin if you can. You want it everywhere, but you don't want it very thick. All right, and we're going to pull it up, and you're going to look for it to be straight with the bottom and the back of the box. Alrighty, just rub that on and go to the other side so that we can make sure the glue's not going all over. So just make sure that the bottom and the back side of it are nice and even, and then the top will fall into line. Okay, and then you have, let me just press this inside. Okay, and that's how you get your box. I don't think I put enough. You know what? I'm used to the tape, which grabs immediately. I have to wait a minute for the glue. All right, and that's your box. All right, now we need our pieces of DSP. So we need 3 that are 2 3/4 by 2, and they're going to go on the top, the front, and the back. Okay, then there's 2 that are 2 by 2 go on the sides. Okay. All right, now since we got our paper on, we can use our Velcro adhesive dots. These are 3/8 inch from Amazon. They're like $4, I think, for a pack. They come with 4 sheets, 2 of each. All right, so I'm gonna take one and put it right at the tip of the inside. And then I'm going to take the clear one, the clearish one, and put it with the adhesive facing me on top there. And then you're going to close it, make sure your lid is nice and even, and just gently push. And we want to lift it up and then really reinforce it. Okay. All right, now before we're going to do anything else, let's put what we're going to put inside. I'm going to put my Tic Tacs, my ring pop, Twix, and Hershey. You could probably fit 2 Hershey Hearts in there. All right, and then I'm going to take a This is a 1/8, but you could use a 1/4" hole punch. I'm just going to put 2 holes like that. And I'm going to take the white organdy glittered ribbon, almost out, and I'm just going to run it through and tie a bow on the front of the lid. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut off the edges. And there we go. Oops. Alrighty. There's the whole box part. Very nice, right? It's a nice solid little package for someone. Okay, now we can do some stamping and coloring. So we need our piece of basic white. We need our little VW bus image. I really put that sticker on there terribly. Goodness gracious. All right, and some Tuxedo Black Ink. And I'm just going to put it on. Okay, and then I'm going to put the Happy Valentine's Day. Now remember, this image is from Driving By Saleabration set, free with $50. And the sentiment is from Sweet Conversations, which is in the mini. Okay, and just on a straight edge of the paper, I'm going to use Tuxedo Black again and a Happy Valentine's Day. Okay. And the Happy Valentine's Day, I'm just going to cut by hand. I'm going to do another straight edge above it, straight as I can get it. Okay. And then right, let me see what I do, yeah, about right next to it, and I'm just going to angle it out and cut it. And the same way, just opposite on the other side. And that gives me my sentiment. Okay. All right, now for the bus. Okay, we need light and dark real red, light smoky slate, light basic, black, and light poppy parade, pool party. So let's start with the light pool party, and I'm just going to color in the windows. And then I'm just going to do the tail light and the headlight. Okay. All right, and then with light smoky slate, I'm going to do the hubcaps. I wonder if I should have left that as like a white wall. Maybe I should have, but the little ring, but I colored it in. All right, and then with light basic black, I'm going to color in the tire. Okay. All right, and then with dark real red, I'm going to do the wheel well things. And I'm going to do everything that is around the windows. Alright, and I forgot with the light smoky slate, I'm going to do the bumpers. And the muffler. Alright, and then everything else I'm just going to color in with light real red. Okay. So I'm going to try to fix this little piece I went over here. Okay, now I just need to fussy cut it. Okay, so now we're going to take the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment and we're going to glue it right down onto the towards the bottom, about an eighth of an inch up from the bottom. Eighth of an inch of the DSP showing below it is what I meant. And then we need some dimensionals. Just going to put 2 on there. Just going to put this right down in the middle. Just a little bit of the tires on top of the sentiment. Okay, and then we need the red rhinestone basic jewels on the other side of the take your pick tool. I'm going to put 3 on the sentiment. Okay, and then you know what? I think I want to put one on the bus. Where else? Yeah, 2 on the bus. Put 1 on the edge of the window and 1 on the hubcap there. Alrighty, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all your kind comments on my Facebook page, which is In the Pink Designs by Catherine Papercraft Group. If you wanted to join that, you don't need an approval. Just ask some questions, and it lets you in. Alrighty. Oh, wait, one more thing. I'm so sorry, I forgot. Wink of Stella on the windows, just to give it a little bit of glimmer. Besides the rhinestones. There we go. Okay. If you have any questions, my email is below. My blog is linked below. Also, the address to buy from Stampin' Up, from the annual catalog, the mini catalog, and the Saleabration are all live right now, so you can get from any one of those. And the link to join if you wanted to join my team as a hobby demonstrator or a demonstrator. Okay, please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Bye.